That's it. That's it. We don't know what we're doing. We're just making it. We're giving birth.
The act of placing the blame is itself escapism.
A speech is not hardware because it is not fragmentary and specialized. When it takes
And I think they would find that if they tackled the problem,
approaches the written form
that I'm working with, they would quickly begin to write the way I write.
it breaks down into visual characteristics and components that are fragmentary.
And I can see why the new ones create such revulsion, total recoil.
That's not a book. Jerry Hagel put it together. He makes 50%. The chapter to the pictures theory gets 25%. And I get...
And to that extent, you get civilization and hardware.
Great.
Coming then to Xerox and the big leaks, the enema of the people.
Don Quixote I mentioned. The world of, well, it's like the Marx Brothers. It's a world of crazy adventures.
Circuitry, whatever.
McGraw held that Harcourt, Brace, Shabanovich are remainder today, the executive dropout. You can get it for $1.
Well, I have it. I got it a few years ago.
Civilization is based on hardware.
Yeah. Harold Innis has the same problem.
That's the form of the first newspapers. Essays.
Surrealist poem.
How'd I do that?
The Brady Bunch, instead of a house, they live in a palace. Jam with fucking Mike, and Mike with fucking Alice.
Hagel gets 50, and I get 10. They used a literate audience of slaves, but they themselves, as aristocrats, would not read or write. Oh, heavens no.
As the kids who are the natural citizens of this electronic world.
Sensory commons.
So you've got the slowest environment and the fastest people together.
A generation gap. People need to meditate on the nature of gaps very much.
So it's not some little man sitting behind the curtain figuring out what we're going to show.
This again is not ordinarily known to classicists.
But who wrote Plato?
It wasn't written by Plato. It was recorded by his amanuenses, his slaves, the way you're recording me on this thing. But that's a figure, but it had another ground.
To read means to guess.
So Xerox, the electric thing, is a complete revolution.
And that's precisely why
And it's away from the
I
eye.
do not wish
It's all back to the ear again.
to move into it.
It's all acoustic.
Because I understand it, I much prefer the old mildewed world of the 18th century book.
People leapt from childhood into adulthood overnight. This is what happens under electric conditions again. There is no really childhood is disappearing.
Responsibility, instead of just a sort of a private subconscious.
People leapt from childhood into adulthood overnight.
They are artists. Remember, an artist is primarily concerned with getting your attention.
As a lyric personal use of a public medium.
The end is in
It
sight.
becomes much more enjoyable if you pull the data. Clotheslines, hemlines.
You can see from the miniskirt, which is that the end is in...
Joey, I'm telling you.
Noam Chomsky, the linguist, is of the opinion that language exists as a form of brain print.
I'm thinking, this is the best party I've ever been to in my life, man.
Western town.
Or Rembrandt.
Or Rembrandt. Do you think that we, the human race, will become an art form one day? You think we come now to the key question, don't we? Where are we going?
Well,
Absolutely.
You'd rather have a big blank?
I'd rather have the ground still open. See, when you go into the dictionary, you go into an interpretation.
It seems to be frightening to you.
No, it's just ridiculous. And not practical. No, it's an attempt at putting you in a sarcophagus. Sure. Okay.
You mean psych?
I'd like to call myself a UFO. That's the kind of item I put in the dictionary.
We could work together finding words in the dictionary.
An unidentified flying object is an intellectual word.
Which,
An unclassifiable verb.
Here are these...
If travelers from outer space were seeking an exploitable planet in our solar system,
UFOs kicking around, having a look at us,
the moon would become the jumping off point for their explorations.
As quaint objects, art forms. Yes, I think it's entirely possible that this could be fall.
On that note of gaiety and laughter, we say thank you very much, Professor Marshall McLuhan.
Man thinks that the real changes take place up here in his movie.
I'm sitting here, I'm doing everything I love to do in the whole world, man.
To put into a note to her, beautiful Marchioness, you're lovely.
He doesn't comment on it.
I mean, I'm sitting with a babe.
I find Captain Hegel painful and barren and sterile.
I'm watching TV.
We're all vulnerable to the Americans.
And now the baby's starting to talk.
You know that Marshall McLuhan quote?
To say magic.
I don't know. I wake up in a malaise. I walk here and there. The podiatrist says, "Oh yeah?" And the moth goes, "Yes." And he goes,
That's the kind of item I put in the dictionary.
Okay, we could work together finding yours in the dictionary.
An unidentified flying object is an intellectual word.
Which
an unclassifiable verb.
Marshall McLuhan quote? Human beings are the sex organs of the machine world.
Yeah.
What a great fucking quote.
Great quote.
What a great quote.
Great.